Chargeblade friends, welcome to my impressions video of the weapons and gameplay for the Rise demo. Chargeblade is one of my favorite weapons, and while I still suck at using it honestly, it is still one of the most satisfying weapons I use in this game. So let's go over some of the basic moves and things that have changed, and then we'll talk about the silk attacks, and finally I'd like to end off with some gameplay as usual. If you do appreciate this video or any of the other ones I've been doing for Monster Hunter, do consider giving a thumbs up on the video. I know I'm not a big YouTuber for Monster Hunter, but I really love making tutorials for you guys, and I definitely will have a full weapons series for Rise when the game launches. So overall, the basic moves are pretty much the same, which honestly I'm kind of glad for. Chargeblade, in all honesty, has been perfected, and there's really not a lot of need for things to be changed here. So in Rise, they've done just that, and they've kept the basics pretty much exactly the same. So you've still got the light slash or the weak slash, whatever you want to call it. On the X button, your X plus A is now your forward slash. And then in sword mode, you also have the fade slash as well. You have your morph, which is actually the right trigger plus X. Very efficient, very nice. I don't know if it's the same controls exactly as the PS4. I'm not a controller person, but at least on the Switch controller, it feels really smooth and nice. So your light slashes, as usual, end off with the round slash. Feels really nice. Feels really heavy. I feel the charge blade feels really heavy in this game compared to World, where it was a little bit lighter. You just didn't feel the weight behind it. If you go into your forward slash, it does end off with an AED. So you see there, forward slash, shield bash, and then your AED. The forward slash combo is also your most efficient way to charge your shield. And if you'll notice here, guys, there's actually a visual animation that they've added. Sort of a spraying of the air. That's your indication to when you should actually click the right trigger to charge your shield. So there, I see the spray from my shield, and I go into that elemental round slash, which would usually charge my shields. Right now, there's no files or any monsters to attack right now, so you guys can't see that, but I'll show it to you in the gameplay. But this elemental visual element, I think, is really helpful for players to really understand when's the timing to charge their shields, files, whatever you want to do. It would also be a really nice time for the Savage Axe mode if it existed. It's not in the demo, and I'll talk about that in just a bit. Obviously, I can't confirm if this is an effect of just this layered weapon or if all the weapons are going to have it in Rise. But yeah, keep an eye on that. I think that's a very useful visual thing if they've actually added to the game. Here I'm showing off right here as well. You can also do your sword charges, so that's also in this game as well. It's come back. Not too much has changed with them. If anything, I've kind of noticed it takes a slightly bit longer. You can see here the animation is just a little bit longer to charge your sword. So I found when I'm in the hunts, like I'm taking a couple, like not a couple, but maybe like even just like half a second longer to charge that sword. Not a big change. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why they implemented that. Maybe it's an animation thing, maybe it's unpolished. Again, this is just a demo, but yeah, it just feels a little bit longer. And that's pretty much about it for the basic moves there. In the description and in the hunter notes, they don't mention anything about guard point or anything, and that's the one thing I want to touch on right now. I haven't noticed it in this demo, and honestly it's a little bit hard to confirm just because we don't have access to these skills or equipments that we have. For those who are new, guard point was actually a shield feature that if you timed exactly with the monster attacking you, you could actually gain increased guard points and thus a reduced knockback effect. You would lose less stamina when guarded, and you could immediately go into attacks. So from what I've seen so far in this demo though, whenever I do the guard point moves, my stamina reduction really isn't changing like it does in World, and the knockback is fairly similar to regular guarding. You can still block with all the guard point moves, it's just the guard point benefits are not what I'm seeing, and it may just be the demo. I think it's just an unpolished version again in the demo that we might not see. We also have no access to the skills. It could just be that not all the skills are actually active in this demo. Now the other thing that I had a thought of was that with the introduction of the counter peak performance Silkbind move, that pretty much acts like guard point, so I'll discuss that in a little bit when we get there as to why I think that might be a replacement for guard point in Rise. Now the biggest change you'll see for those of you coming from World is the removal of the Savage Axe. Savage Axe for newcomers was a third mode added to Chargeblade introduced in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and it was basically a supercharged axe which did large amounts of damage, used file combos, and also basically had some new moves. Now we don't know if this is a permanent change or if it's a feature of the base weapon again, and maybe later on we'll get a version of it. But again, we know Silkbind moves are pretty much confirmed to be more than just 2 in this game. So when the full game rises, maybe we'll see some sort of Silkbind move or some other features that we just aren't seeing in the demo. Alright, let's move on to the Silkbind moves. Both of these, in my opinion, are amazing. They really vary the gameplay style, and with Rise as well, positioning has become super important again. So the Morphing Advance gives Charge Blade a nice mobility move that also readies you right into the Axe mode. I think one of the coolest things about this move is that last part, while in motion, the monster's attacks won't knock you or stun you. That is huge, right? That comes clutch. You can dodge a monster's incoming attacks while positioning yourself for your next attack, which is huge. That can get you right into your DPS phase. So this brings you right into your Element Destroy Shoot, and from there you can go right into an AED or even your SAED if you'd like. It's honestly been really good to use in battle. 100% you should check this out, learn it for yourself. It quickens the pace. If monsters are moving around, you can catch up to them. If you're healing, it lets you jump right back into the fight. Overall, it's just a really nice move that helps Charge Blade efficiency. I personally love it. I'm a hunter that likes to really get back into that fight as quick as possible. So here, if you take an example, the monster moved quite a bit far from me. I can use this wiper to get right up in his face and immediately knock him down. And then I can use an SAD right to follow up. It's just beautiful. It's a very nice move for that mobility. I'm absolutely excited to use this move in further hunts. Speaking of efficiency, the second Silkbind move in this demo is also amazing. The counter peak performance, as I mentioned, is sort of like guard point. You use it right when you're being hit, and when you get hit, all your files are charged instantly. Now, it does have a short window, but it is longer than guard point, which is kind of nice. You can really prepare for an attack that's coming in, even a big attack. It will block. This thing blocks all moves that we've seen in the demo so far, at least. Just like guard point, you can also block roars with this, which I think is really fantastic. Gives you your files right at the start of a hunt, which is beautiful. Yeah, so being able to get all your files back is a really quick way to charge it, and after this, it's just very easy to go into any attack. You can follow it with a sword slash, you can do a shield bash, you can go right into your AED or your SAD, just like we could in World with guard point. So this is definitely a big game changer, and it's one of the reasons why I think we will not be seeing guard point, at least combined with this Silkbind move. Like, there may be some hunter arts or styles from older games where if we have this move, we won't have guard point, but maybe a different art style, we'll be able to have guard point, but no charge counter peak performance. I just think that both of these two combined would be too OP. Like, Charge Blade would be almost invincible at that point. So I think we're going to be seeing a version where it's just one or the other that you have to pick. Alright, let's just end off by combining both of these. This is why I think that they're so useful and complementary. Here, I pull right in with one, I whip him down, knock him over, do my elemental discharge, SAD right off the bat, do as much damage as I can. I think I missed a foul, but that's fine. And then again, I can use the counter peak performance to get my files right back. So I think these two moves specifically for Charge Blade are amazing, and they're going to be very big game changers for us in Rise. And that's about it for the Charge Blade, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a Mizu fight, just because Mizu. But do let me know what you guys think of the Charge Blade so far in the demo, if you've tried it or not. Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the full game or hoping to see, or is it just perfect, honestly? Overall, my impressions of this weapon are just beyond amazed. I'm really excited. I feel it feels nice, heavy, strong. I'm super excited, impressed by the Silkbind moves. Just overall positives. There's nothing wrong with it. They didn't alter this weapon in any major way, minus the Savage Axe. I mean, rip to that old friend. Honestly, I love the Savage Axe in World. It was a nice mode that really utilized iframes, so you felt like quite a bit of a badass. That's okay. You know, I'm sure it'll find its way back to this game. Eventually, or another Monster Hunter game. Till next time, hunters, stay safe and keep hunting. Sky Sensei is out.